Hello and welcome back to PSN News. I'm Paloma Freundt. With me tonight, I have Managing Partner and President of Happy Valley Venture Capital, Andrew Ciotto. Andrew, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, so I'll start by asking, what is Happy Valley Venture Capital and who do you work with?
Yeah, absolutely. So Happy Valley Venture Capital is Penn State's startup and venture capital network. And so I like to describe it as being two-folded. We work with both student founders. These are students that have startups, small businesses that they've created and are currently scaling and growing. We also work with students who are interested in the investing side of startups, actually investing money into these startups, working with technology or projects in general. And so the way that we do it is we work directly with these startup founders, one-on-one sessions with our team. We also have our pitch competition that we'll get into, and then with those students interested in the investing angle, we run our Venture Fellows program. This is a semester-long program preparing them to work at venture funds or to enhance their own recruiting and job process.
Awesome. You did mention pitch compensation. So what is it and how can the founders apply for it?
Yeah, that's a great question because we just opened up our applications today live on our website, our Instagram page. So if you go there and check us out, you'll find the link to our application. What our pitch competition is, we run it each spring. It's the kickoff event of Penn State Startup Week. This year will be one of the biggest startup events on campus. So this year we're giving away over $25,000 to these 5 finalists in the pitch competition. So if you're a student founder, it's the best possible way to actually get some capital for your startup to grow without taking any equity away as well. And this is due to the Farrell Center for Entrepreneurship, our advisor, Dr. Miller, who helps fund this event. They'll be funding the $25,000 for this year. So if you go onto our website, you apply, you'll hear back from us, and then those 5 finalists that are selected, they go up through our startup advisory program where we work directly with them through their pitch, getting ready for the whole process. And then we also connect them with early stage investors, accelerators, so that they can meet some folks in the venture industry in preparation for the competition. And then at that event, it's a whole celebration event where we're bringing in small business owners, those startup founders, and they'll be pitching that in front of a panelist of venture capitalists and startup founders who are all Penn State alum.
Sounds like an amazing opportunity for anybody interested in that.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned, outreach. So how does Happy Valley Venture Capital connect with the global venture capital? Is it through partnerships or like through things like this, as you just mentioned?
Absolutely. So back in 2020, the spring of my freshman year, we put on the largest undergraduate venture summit called UVS, Undergraduate Venture Summit, which we connected with universities across the globe, which actually led to the formation of what I currently am helping to build out right now, College Ventures Network. And so Penn State was one of the founding schools behind UVS, which led to College Ventures Network with 60 other university accelerators, venture funds. And so as far as Penn State goes, we're connected in the creation of College Ventures Network and the global VC community. And so we work with organizations like that, our advisors like Santosh and Xander, who went on to found companies, run venture capital firms, and so we connect with our advisors along with other universities and funds across the world.
And there's some people that, just explain to everyone, what is venture capital? And when you say startups, what exactly do you mean? And for somebody who may not know a ton about it, how can they get involved in this?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so what startups are these are businesses that can grow and scale rapidly over time. So think of a startup as like a Google or a Facebook in the early days or the very first time that those were created. And so these startups are growing, scaling rapidly. Think of like software type businesses. That's what distinguishes them from like a pizza shop or a food restaurant downtown. They can scale and grow rapidly. And so what venture capital is the actual investment into these startups. Think about it if you were writing a check or you were sitting across from a founder of a large tech company. Well, they meet with these VCs and they invest money in order for those startups to grow over time. And so how you can get involved with VC is right through Happy Valley VC and through organizations like College Ventures Network. What we help to do, particularly in Happy Valley VC, is we really want to land students, and we have a very successful track record of landing students from big tech to Wall Street to actually working in venture capital firms.
You talk about, we just discussed, how do you get involved, and you kind of led into what happens after college. How does Happy Valley Venture Capital give almost like a power to these people involved, like the students involved that others may not have after graduation?
Well, to be honest, it really starts with the people who are involved in our organization. Since our founding in 2017, all of the members of our organization, our Venture Fellows program, our executive team themselves have really put an emphasis on recruiting and actually breaking into these industries. We have placement from big tech like Google and Facebook to Wall Street, such as Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, tech investment banking at JP Morgan. Former partners of HVVC have gone to actually work in these venture capital funds themselves, in the largest student-run venture capital fund. And so we really put an emphasis on who's involved with HVVC.
Yeah.
And that's a great organization to meet like-minded individuals who like to build and innovate things and actually enhance their career along the way. It's not just an organization where you slap it on the resume and it sort of looks good. Well, you can actually work with very talented people who really want to make a difference in their industries or in their interests they want to
builds a
pursue.
strong alumni too for the
Absolutely,
college.
yeah.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us, Andrew, and sharing some more about your amazing organization. Maybe you'll be the next Jeff Bezos. Next up, we're going to have Brendan and Hannah bringing you the latest news across the nation. Stay tuned.